cool! Oh! Hello, Duelists! Rasmero here, and today we're going to be opening a box of Rise of the Duelist. And this is a first print run of this box, so we will be getting a +1 bonus pack, which I will be opening at the end of this video. So once again, apologies for getting this box opening to you guys so late. I believe it's about 10 days since this product has been released, but I was facing some delays in getting this box because of, you know, the whole COVID situation, and well, I finally managed to get my hands on it, and you guys don't have to worry because for upcoming products, I should be able to get them no problem on the day of release. And with that said, let's jump into our Rise of the Duelist box opening. We're starting off with one of the new Flame Noble Knights, Olivier. A Nemesis card, more Flame Noble Knights, a Fallen Angel card, and our first rare is Marfae. Mami! Oh right, the rank 2 XCs for Marfae, right? So we've got this cute new archetype debuting in this set, a bit similar in style. Like, I think art style they're a bit similar to the Madolche, and they're like really cute on the surface, but they are mechanic, and the boss monster is actually pretty scary. If you guys have seen some gameplay videos already, unfortunately I've been really busy all this time with the whole COVID situation and also with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel releases, so I'm honestly not too updated on the brand new cards in this set. This is for the new Dragma archetype, kind of like a religious organization and battle sect. So do forgive me if I'm not too clear on some of their effects. And of course, in this set we are also getting some support for Death Toy or Fluffles, and this is Death Toy Cruel Whale. So that's kind of a bit of a pun on killer and cruel because they sound a bit similar. What cards am I sorry about that. What cards am I hoping to get from this set? Well, I am one of the people who has been into Yu-Gi-Oh! From the very beginning, so a lot of my collecting is fueled by nostalgia, so I don't think it will come as much surprise when I say that I'm really hoping to get the full new Gaia series. And here we've got one of the first pieces, a common, the Cursed Dragon, Curse of Dragon. Unfortunately, he's only a common, but a very important card for this new deck. Okay, and Thunder Hand is our next rare, adding on to the Fire Hand, Ice Hand, used by the Barian guy from Zale. What was his name again? I think it started with a G, can't remember, it's been just so long since Zale. Okay, next pack. Pack number 4. No foil so far. I believe we should be getting something in this set. Still no. And this is the Deep Sea Fish Dead Reef. And the cool thing about this is that in Japanese, the word for reef, or as it's spelled out in English, can also be read as leaf. So it's kind of like a double meaning here, because you can see from the depiction of this monster, his fins of this like seahorse-like zombie creature kind of resemble dead leaves as well. Very cool. I've always been a fan of like the water attribute, fish type monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh! So that's a very nice card to see. Honestly, another reason why I'm really hoping for the Gaia cards is that I've been thinking, since Yu-Gi-Oh! Is pushing on into this whole new phase in the OCG that's completely unrelated to the current airing anime, which is Sevens, I think I should maybe, get into the OCG a bit more, then maybe I'll have more content to make for you guys as well. And which deck out of all the new decks would I like to play the most? Or yes! Speak of the Knights! Well, anyway, let's take a look at our rare first. It's gonna be a Marfae what? Marfae Puppy. Right, Marfae Puppy. And our first foil is gonna be a super rare, the Magic Knight Gaia. And yes, as I mentioned already, if I'm gonna make a new set and get into Yu-Gi-Oh! Like a bit more, slightly more competitively, like not to play in tournaments, but to at least play on like some kind of level with the latest, most updated OCG cards, the deck I like to start with in this new series is Gaia. So this card is always treated as being the same as Gaia the Dark Knight, and this card name's second effect can only be activated once per turn. First effect, if you have no monsters on your field, or if your opponent has a monster with 2300 attack or higher on their field, you can normal summon this monster without a tribute, and that already just adds so much more utility and effectiveness to this new iteration of Gaia, because the previous Gaia, although he was like kind of okay in the past, like for 2 tributes, not really worth it when you have like the option of going into Dark Magician or like maybe even Blue Eyes, and of course Summon Skull for 1 tribute. Second effect, when this monster is successfully normal or special summoned, you can special summon 1 level 5 dragon type monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position. So I guess I don't really have to go into details about what that's all about, right? It's just about bringing Curse of Dragon onto the field in order to pair them up. But considering Curse of Dragon is only a common, I would think that, you know, it's not that strong as a card on its own, but of course, if you allow Gaia to bring it out that easily and it's like a foil level kind of card with a foil level kind of effect, that would be just a bit busted. Though I'm not... Oh! A new Zanki card, Zanki Gaia. That is really nice. A white light attribute Zanki. That's cool. And here's one of the new Flame Noble arms, Joayus. And yep, just a Dragon Maid cleanup as our next rare attract. So I believe that's our 6th pack. We are starting off with only one super rare. Oh, just to mention, for those of you guys who are unclear, some of the foiling of the rarities in Yu-Gi-Oh! Have been updated as well. So like Ultimate Rare and Secret Rare, I believe in the OCG look different now. We'll be able to take a look at them later, or maybe it's just one, we'll see. And we've also got a brand new rarity, a special rarity known as Prismatic Secret Rare, above Secret and Ultimate, to kind of replace 20 of Secrets. And wow, okay. So we've just hopped on to our first Secret Rare. Okay, it looks like Secrets are the same, so Ultimates might be the ones that are changing. And this is the... Oh, the Forbidden Drop. And I believe this is a drop as in like one drop of liquid, and I believe this is a support card for the Dark Lords. You can only activate one card with this name per turn. By sending any number of cards other than this card from your hand or the field to the graveyard, choose the same number of effect monsters on your opponent's field. Until the end of the turn, their attack is halved, their effects are negated. And in response to this card's activation, your opponent cannot activate cards that are of the same type as the cards that you originally sent to the grave to activate it. Wow, that is a pretty sick, intense effect. And I love how, like, even though it's kind of like a effect that's geared towards like Dark Lord support or Fallen Angels as they're known in the OCG, it's kind of like, it has no like strict activation condition, so you can basically use it in like any deck, and that's pretty powerful. But I guess while your opponent can't activate cards in response to it, to counter it, it doesn't stop them from activating any cards like during the battle phase, which might help them to get around their having half attack or negated monster effects. So I guess it's... Whoa! What is this? The Chaos Demonic Dragon Chaos Ruler, and this is our first ultra rare for this set. It's got a blue eyes level kind of stats too, for it's a level 8 monster as well, dragon type synchro monster. To synchro summon Chaos Ruler, all you need is one tuner and one or more non-tuner monsters. This card name's first and second effects can only be activated once per turn. First effect: when this monster is successfully synchro summoned, you can reveal the top 5 cards of your deck and then add one light or dark attribute monster from among them to your hand. Send the rest of the cards to the graveyard. Second effect: by banishing one light monster and one dark monster from your hand or graveyard, you can special summon this card from the grave. However, this card that was special summoned by this effect is banished when it leaves the field. Pretty interesting support for Chaos decks that play both the light and dark attribute. I kind of like it, and like, it's just... I mean, it's just a simple and pretty strong card, you know, by being able to be recycled and also allowing you to search your deck for important light or dark cards as well. So that's pretty good. Although, I'm not sure what deck you use it in nowadays, because Oh, okay. So, alright. Let's take a look at our rare first. It looks like it's got an English name, so I'm gonna go in close to read it. Shadow Luke. That is a Shadow card support for sure. And our next super rare is going to be the Forbidden Drop again. Hold on, is that a little... There seems to be a little... Oh wow, I feel like it's an error in printing, but if you guys look at the top left here where my thumb is pointing, let me just focus on it a bit more. There seems to be a piece of one single line of extra foil just above the card text, the card name that was printed over there. That's pretty cool, alright. But we already got this as a secret rare, so that is unfortunate. That kind of reduces the value of our secret rare as well, because it was essentially a base super. Yeah, but I mean, I don't pay close attention to the Yu-Gi-Oh meta, but I don't remember recently there being any like notable light and dark attribute chaos based decks. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys know of any. Here we're seeing more Dragma, Ijim Scythe. Oh, and this is, yes, a trap card for Gaia, Spiral Reborn. Pretty cool. And oh, wow, right next we've got our next ultra rare already, and it's going to be a Flame Noble Knight, the Flame Noble Knight Emperor Charles. So to synchro summon Charles is pretty generic. Again, you just need one tuner and one or more non-tuner monsters. This card name's first and second effects can only be activated once per turn. First effect, if an equip card is equipped to a monster on the field, destroy one card on the field, and this effect can activate during the damage step as well. So just a simple, really powerful destruction effect that really supports the whole Noble Knight mechanic of receiving equip cards, especially for the Flame series. Second effect, during either player's end phase, you can equip this card with an equip spell from either your hand or grave. After that, equip to this card a fire attribute warrior type monster from your deck as an equip card that gives 500 additional attack. Wow. So that is just a pretty insane internal synergy right there, because like, I mean, even if you don't have any like equip cards in your hand, like as long as you have some in your grave, during both players' end phase, you can just keep on spamming that first destruction effect. So it's just like an eternal cycle of destruction, you know, going on turn after turn. But of course, if your opponent has cards that are resistant to destruction, that'll be pretty useless in the long run. And here we have, after so long, since the Synchro era, like I think it was around Absolute Power Force, that series where we got Black Potan and White Potan, those two random little Potan cards. Now suddenly again, we are getting some new Potan support in the form of Red Potan. I don't know what they're supposed to be really, like they're not really like a copy of Duston, I feel, but I don't know. Let's see next booster, maybe it'll come out with like a blue Potan. And oh, Vespinate. Like when this Xyz monster was revealed on the Yugioh OCG Twitter, I was so hyped because it's so cool. And best of all, it's like it's a Xyz monster with a built-in rank up mechanic, and as someone who really got back into Yu-Gi-Oh during the Zale arc, I just love all that kind of gimmicks. Yes, so this is the Vespinate of Spiral Destruction. So cool. I love mechanical insect monsters. So sick, man. Alright, let's carry on. We still haven't really pulled any major Gaia cards other than the basic Gaia, or the new basic Gaia, as well as Curse of Dragon as the common. Koki Mieru, receiving new support as well. Here's another one. What's this one called? Spiral Death Charge. Pretty cool. And oh, a rare field spell for Gaia, and it's like featuring, yeah, both of them like attacking at the same time. Galloping Gaia. Nice. That is so sick. I just love it, man. I wonder if this is going to be a continued trend into this new series of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where like every single booster is going to feature like some old monster or old character being revived as a whole new archetype on its own. I mean, we've seen that happen many times for past monsters already, like for Blue Eyes as well, and even Dark Magicians gained new support recently. But okay, here we have the Rika Saint, or Snowflower Saint for those of you guys in the TCG, Storinae. And here our rare is going to be a Fallen Angel. One of the Dark Lords. Now let's see what Storinae can do. To Xyz summon her, you'll need 2 level 4 monsters. This card name's first and second effects can only be activated once per turn. First effect, by detaching one overlay unit from this card, you can target one plant type monster or one Rika card in your grave, add that target to your hand. Second effect, if this card is tributed while it has Xyz material, which is something that's gonna happen really easily if you're gonna be playing Snowflower, you can special summon one rank 5 or higher plant type Xyz monster from either your extra deck or your grave. After that, put this card under that card as Xyz material. So that is overall just, I'm not a fan of Rika and not too clear on the deeper mechanics of the deck, but that just sounds like really good support for the deck, man. Alright, so we're getting to the end of our first pile of 15 cards. Feels a bit refreshing to finally open a box of 30 cards again. It feels like it's been such a while since I've done something like this, and here we have Apostles Beneath the Sky. Okay, so this is going to be a rare support card for Dragma. And now our final pack for the first stack. How many cards do we have? How many foils? We've got 3 supers, 2 ultras, and a secret so far. Interesting. I'm hoping we managed to pull a Prismatic Secret Rare in our very first new series opening though. But let's see. Hold on, need to refocus right over there. And our next rare is, well, not exactly a boss, but a pretty high level card within Dragma, and it is Maximus Dragma. So Dragma is a kind of like a religious organization, but to the point where it's basically conquered and, or rather than conquered, it's basically grown so big that it's become a kingdom on its own. And their so-called Pope, or like Master of the Church, is this guy over here, the Maximus Dragma. There's some interesting lore with that, and I'm wondering if it's going to be developed in the future sets in this series as well, so I'm pretty looking forward to that too. And here is another one of the holy dragons of Dragma, I believe. You know, I should probably make a video about all this lore again too. This is pretty hard to translate with my Japanese knowledge, but it's kind of something like the church core, or the core of the church, Tetradragma. So I would think that this device or machine or like statue, I don't even think it's a being, because it's a spellcaster type, I don't know, but this is some kind of like artifact. I believe it's kind of like the holy grail of Dragma, or like something akin to the Bible, or like the holy scripture, like the source of like the belief, the faith. That's pretty cool. I just love like the amount of detail they are really giving to Dragma as one of the first archetypes in this new series. And here we have the saint girl, the holy girl of Dragma, Ecclesia, yes. And Blizzard, nice, our rare quick play spell, I mean. Now let's take a look at Ecclesia. This card name's first and second effects can only be activated once per turn. First effect: if there is a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck on the field, you can special summon this card from the hand. Second effect: if this card is successfully normal or special summoned, you can add 1 Dragma card from your deck to your hand other than Ecclesia. However, after activating this effect until the end of the turn, you cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck. Third effect: this monster is not destroyed in battle with monsters that were special summoned from the extra deck. I see. So this is why I don't remember seeing any like XC Synchro, or rather any extra deck monsters in the main Dragma set, only in like the fusion dragon bastard, who is kind of like the rival or the enemy to like these main church members. So it seems like the actual church itself, their sort of archetype or deck mechanic, is that they counter extra deck monsters, which, hey, that's actually really kind of similar to... No, it's very different from Raid Raptors. Of course, Raid Raptors negate special summon as a whole, but this Dragma is kind of defying extra deck summons, which kind of fights against the current meta, right? Along with like Tierney, kind of. That is pretty cool. Nice. So that's kind of piqued my interest. I think I'll find a bit more about this deck, because I know that she's not the only saint of Dragma. There are 2 saints. We have Ecclesia, who's kind of like the poster girl, while there's the other knight who's been entrusted with like the sacred relics of the faith, which is pretty cool. Hey, I hope we pull him now that we've actually got her. Unless that guy is also a female. And here we have the Dragma country, Dragma of the same name, and oh, an ultra rare spell. Wait a minute, this looks like it supports the Fuda cards from Arc 5, the ones with like, you know, the card cards, the Hanafuda cards. Oh, actually it turns out it's a pretty generic and pretty good support card. The Genius of the 3 Strategies. You can only activate 1 card with this name per turn. During your main phase of this turn, if your opponent activated a monster effect, you can activate one of the following 3 effects. A. Draw 2 cards from your deck. B. Take control of one of your opponent's monsters until the end phase. Or C. Look at your opponent's hand and send 1 card from among it back to your opponent's deck. This is pretty good. This is like a counter trap. I mean a hand trap counter, because all of the monster hand traps like the Ghost, the Cherry Blossom, all that kind of series, as well as cards like Effect Veiler and Maxi count as monster cards being activated, right? So if your opponent disrupts your plays using one of those hand traps, you can basically respond by playing this card next, and it's not even a counter, it's a basic spell. That's pretty cool. Really nice, interesting cards we're getting in this set, man. And oh, this is the The search card for Torrential Tribute. Oh my god. Can't believe we're seeing a card like that. And again, the Galloping Gaia. Next pack. I feel like we haven't gotten a pull in a while. We got Ecclesia, but that was... Let's see. Astolfo. And the other Dark Lord rare. Yes, I need to remember to call them Dark Lords instead of Fallen Angels. But I mean, Fallen Angels just sounds so much more cooler, you know what I mean? Well, so far we haven't really gotten into our special rarity, so I'm still hoping we might be able to pull a Prismatic Secret. For the commons, I believe we've seen most of them already. Oh, is this Spiral Fusion? Yes, Spiral Fusion, a new fusion card for Gaia and Curse of Dragon to unite. Again, the Maximus Dragma. Is it just me, or does this set have like smaller card variety compared to like the main boosters of previous sets? I don't particularly mind, because I mean, I guess then it's easier to build decks as well, because then you're not going through a lot of cards that you might not be using. Some Machinas as well. A Dragma Punishment, very cool card featuring the other Saint of Dragma, basically delivering, I guess, a finishing blow to the Bastard Dragon. And here our next rare is Roland, the Flame Noble Knight's pioneer or leader in a sense. Yes, Roland, or mentor. I guess he's the very first one, that's kind of what you're trying to say. Which makes sense, because even in the card releases, he was the first Flame Noble Knight, which is pretty cool. Nice to see him gain a title like that, even though it's just as a rare, and then like, Charles is getting all the glory as the ultra rare. You know, why didn't they make him the boss? Or Dragmas, you know, just want to comment, but I really don't like this Dragma because of how out of place his design seems compared to the rest. Oh, and our next super rare is the Melfies of the Forest, followed by this Shaddoll support we've seen already. Now let's take a look at this cute little card. So to Xyz summon Forest Melfies, you'll need 2 level 2 monsters. This card name's first and second effects can only be activated once per turn. First effect, by detaching 1 overlay unit, you can add 1 Melfie card from your deck to your hand. Second effect, if a face-up Melfie on your field other than this card is returned to your hand, you can target 1 face-up monster on your opponent's field. As long as it remains face-up on the field, it cannot attack, and its effects are negated. So, for those of you guys who are unfamiliar, are you guys getting a sense of how deadly these cute little creatures really are inside right now? And basically that condition of returning other Melfies to your hand is not difficult at all with the mechanics that the effect monsters basically have. Wait a minute. The effect monsters. I mean, I can't remember if it's the effect monsters specifically, but the mechanic of Melfie basically is to return the Okay. Here we have Albus, our next super rare, and here is Durandal, one of the Flame Noble Arms. This is Albus the Fallen. I'm just gonna keep his name as Albus the Fallen because then final kanji is really hard for me to translate. So basically this guy is kind of like the enemy to the Dragma. He's kind of like the evil in opposition to the church. But for those of you guys who've been following Yu-Gi-Oh long enough, you'll know that there's always this trend of how dark is actually good and light is actually evil in the end, and I think that's kind of what's happening here. This guy probably has some kind of tragic backstory, and he's probably the true hero in opposition to the heroes of justice of the Dragma, which might believe they are fighting for righteousness, but their church leader might have some ulterior motives. This card name's effect can only be activated once per turn. If this card is successfully normal or special summoned, by discarding 1 card from your hand, you can fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck by sending its specified fusion materials, including this card, from either player's field to the grave. And when using this effect of fusion summon, you cannot use other monsters on your field as fusion materials. So you must use the Albus on your field plus at least 1 monster on the opponent's field. I say at least 1 because I can't remember what are the fusion conditions of the Bastard Fusion Dragon that this guy basically morphs into, but I believe it's 1. I don't know if it's possible to actually use more than 1, or at least for now. Maybe he might get even more draconic forms in the future where he uses even more. Here we have a new field spell, the Deep Sea City Megalonica. Cool! So more. Oh, wait. is this Prismatic Secret? Or is it Ultimate? I can't tell. But it looks so insane, it has to be Prismatic Secret, right? I mean, it's literally prismatic. Aren't you guys can see the rainbows here, right? Like, I know that Ultimate changed, but Ultimate wouldn't have changed this much, right? Okay, I'm gonna confirm this later and then basically correct myself if I'm wrong later in the video in the caption, so don't worry about that too much. Now let's get into this card because it is a Gizmek, and if you guys have been following my Brain series booster box openings, you'll know that I freaking love the Gizmeks. Now this is the Gizmek Dragon Takakura Mitsuhano Okami. This card name's first and third effects can only be activated once per turn. First effect, if there are 2 or more monsters that were special summoned from the extra deck on the field, you can special summon this card from the hand. Second effect, by paying 1500 life, you can destroy all monsters on the field that were special summoned from the extra deck. However, during this turn, you can only attack with 1 monster. Third effect, if this monster is sent to the grave by your opponent, you can banish 1 monster from your opponent's grave. Recover life equal to that banished monster's attack. Wow. Wait a minute, like, in the current era of Yugioh, I mean, as long as things haven't changed too much in this new series, with people summoning so many freaking monsters from the extra deck, you can basically just put this guy in any deck and bring it out so easily. Like, seriously, it's such good generic utility and support, and it can basically help you reverse the tides in an instant just at the cheap cost of paying 1500 life. And even when your opponent manages to smash it, you basically get to disrupt their plays by ruining their graveyard, getting rid of their important pieces that they've managed to accumulate in the grave. Now that is nice. And then you heal back, which basically negates the 1500 life you spent in the first place. Very nice card, I love it. That is pretty powerful. What an awesome start. Wait a minute, should I play Gizmek? I mean, I don't think you can make a Gizmek deck, right? You can just put Gizmeks to enhance your decks in which they have good synergy. And so we've been seeing this Megalith Fool as well. New Megalith support. Megaliths are pretty cool, I saw them being played a bit. Oh, another Vespanate, very nice. And with that, we are, oh, 2 packs left. Let's see our second last pack. We actually already have 6 supers, 3 ultras, and 1 secret and 1 prismatic secret if I'm not wrong. So I feel like that's kind of like our max already. Because we're definitely not getting more than 3 ultras. It's always 3 ultras. And what's this? Oh, the Tianyi, right, Tianyi support. The Dragon Ring of the Tianyi, a rare card. And now our final pack of Rise of the Duelist. You know, I've completely forgotten that I'm actually aiming for Gaia. Because I mean, all of these cards are just so new and so cool. And I mean, the Gizmek, I don't regret that at all. You can give me a Gizmek any day. It's never gonna be that one card I'm aiming for the most, but I'm always gonna be happy with pulling a Gizmek as my max rarity. Now let's see, our final card is not going to be any foil, but it's still gonna be really epic. Bombarding Catapult Turtle! The old Yugi card returns in a new form. Very nice, I can feel the nostalgia flowing through me. And with that, that is the end of this booster box opening of Rise of the Duelist. And now, the moment you guys have been waiting for, it's time to open our +1 bonus pack. Basically, the card that will be in here is any one of the available foil cards in this set from Super Rare up to Prismatic Secret, so it's possible to gain again any of the cards that we've already pulled so far, so we might still be able to get our Gaia the Dragon Champion, the new form. But there is one super rare secret card slotted into this pack, which is really hard to get, and it's a Prismatic Secret of the original Gaia the Dragon Champion. So I'm not going to keep my hopes up too much because I've seen Japanese Yugi tubers try to pull that from this set, from this little pack, and it is really insanely rare. I still haven't seen anyone really get it. So let's just hope for at least a Gaia card, and let's slowly turn it around. Orange, effect monster, and it is... oh! Wait! It's Link! Oh, this is Prismatic Secret Rare! Oh, I should have guessed that Prismatic Secret would just be a more enhanced version of Secret. Now let me get my normal Secret so we can compare. This is the normal Secret where only the card name is in silver and the card text has the secret foiling, whereas the Prismatic Secret basically has the secret foiling all over the freaking card, except like the text box, because it would be kind of disturbing if that actually ended up there. And here we've got one of the Senka monsters, the Senka General, the two dragons. So it kind of represents two characters from within the Senka series, but as a pair. I believe this is, if you guys are familiar with like the Romance of the Three Kingdoms terminology, I think it's Liu Bei and Zhuge Liang, which means this Gizmak over here was an ultimate. Well then I gotta say, I think I love the new ultimate more than Prismatic Secret Rare. Dude, that was a pretty crazy opening. It was really fun, but it was also a really crazy opening because as I look at the foils I've got now, I literally have no consistency. I didn't get multiple foils from a single archetype or deck which I can basically use as like a starting point to build a deck off of. I instead got like one foil from every single possible deck or mechanic or gimmick I can make from this set, and that's pretty insane. But I guess that just means my choices are really open. But from now, I guess I am leaning towards both making decks for Gaia and also taking a look at what's that? The Dragma deck as well as Albus as well, and seeing where I can put this little Gizmak. If you enjoyed this video, do give it a like. Let me know what you guys think about these new cards and this new set in the comment section down below. And don't forget to subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG booster box and product openings on the day of release. Our next release is going to be a Duelist pack, the Duelist of Gloom, releasing next month at the end of the month on May 30th, and it'll be pretty damn cool because it features evil duelists from across the generation. So far we've confirmed to see mainly the main support will be coming back for Marek, and we'll be seeing reprints of the Winged Dragon of Ra and brand new slime monsters as well. So make sure you guys subscribe if you don't want to miss it, and I hope to see you guys in the next Yu-Gi-Oh! Video. Our chance encounter brought color deep into my life. I will shelter you, protect.